Have you ever made a choice that felt right in the moment, but later kept you awake at night? That's how my story begins. I never thought I would be the kind of person who chose a career opportunity over my own family. But when that moment finally arrived, I felt torn in a way I can barely describe. On one side was everything I had grown up with, familiar faces, shared traditions, the comfort of being surrounded by people who truly knew me. On the other side was the dream I had spent years working toward. A dream I wasn't sure would ever come again. My heart felt heavy, like I was standing between two doors and whichever one I closed would hurt someone. Maybe even myself. I kept wondering if choosing my future meant losing my present. I tried to trust that I was doing what I believed was right, even though every step felt uncertain looking back. The tension didn't appear overnight. It grew slowly, almost quietly, like a soft hum I kept trying to ignore. My family had always pictured a certain future for me, one where I stayed close, helped with responsibilities, and continued traditions the way things had always been done. I understood why they felt that way. They weren't trying to control me. They simply feared change, and I was part of the world they held on to. But deep down, I felt something different calling me. I wanted to build a life where I could grow, explore, and challenge myself. I just didn't realize that dreaming bigger would make the people I loved feel left behind. When the job offer finally came, one that could shape my entire career, I felt my heart lift and sink at the same time. I tried to share the news gently, hoping they'd see the possibility instead of the distance. But their smiles faded. And so did the room's warmth. The moment I accepted the offer, everything changed. I still remember staring at the email, my hands slightly trembling, not from fear, but from the weight of the choice I was making. I wasn't choosing against anyone. I was choosing for myself. But my family didn't see it that way. When I told them, the room went quiet in a way that felt heavy. My mom's eyes filled with worry. My dad's expression tightened. And suddenly I felt like a child. Again, caught between who I was expected to be and who I was becoming. They asked if I had thought about them. About everything happening at home. About how my absence would change things. I had. Every day. But I also knew that staying out of fear would slowly dim the part of me that still believed in possibility. Their disappointment lingered in the air. And I carried it with me long after the conversation ended. After I moved, the distance didn't just show up on a map, it settled between us in every conversation. My family spoke less, and when they did, it felt like their words were wrapped in quiet disappointment. I tried to share the excitement of my new job, the challenges, the small victories, but I could sense the hesitation on the other end. There were moments when I questioned everything. Late nights when I sat alone in my small apartment, wondering if I had made a choice that cost me more than I ever expected. I missed birthdays. I missed family dinners. I missed the comfort of knowing they were proud of me. And every time my phone buzzed with a message from home, my heart would sink a little, not because of what they said, but because of what they didn't. The warmth we once had felt thinner, like it could tear at any moment. I felt torn between two worlds, and for the first time, I didn't know where I truly belonged. It wasn't until months later that the weight of my decision truly hit me. A missed milestone, a family event I couldn't attend, made the distance painfully real. My parents' voices over the phone felt softer, tinged with disappointment and worry. My siblings seemed to speak around me rather than to me. I realized that by following my dream, I had unintentionally created a gap that no career success could immediately fill. I began to see things more clearly. This wasn't just about my ambition, it was about balance, communication, and understanding. I hadn't ignored my family intentionally, but I had underestimated the emotional impact of my absence. That realization was bitter, but necessary. I learned that chasing a dream doesn't automatically heal hearts left behind. It requires patience, empathy, and constant effort to show the people you love that, even from afar, they remain part of your life. It was a hard lesson, but one I needed to learn. As time passed, I began to reflect on everything that had happened. I realized that my choice to prioritize my career wasn't a betrayal, it was a step toward becoming the person I wanted to be. But I also understood that growth doesn't happen in isolation. Relationships, especially with family, require nurturing, attention, and understanding. I learned that it's possible to honor both your dreams and the people who love you, but it takes patience, communication, and humility. I started reaching out more intentionally, calls that weren't just updates, but genuine conversations. Visits that weren't just obligations, but moments of connection. Slowly, the distance in our hearts began to shrink, even if miles still separated us. This experience taught me that choices are rarely black and white. Sometimes the hardest decisions teach us the most about love, responsibility, and self-respect. I grew not only professionally, but emotionally, learning that true balance is possible when we approach life with honesty and care. Over time, I realized that choosing my career didn't have to mean losing my family entirely. It meant learning to balance my ambitions with the love and attention they deserved. I made small, deliberate efforts to reconnect, heartfelt phone calls, surprise visits, and honest conversations about why I made my choices. Each step wasn't perfect, but it was real. And it slowly rebuilt the trust and warmth that had felt distant for so long. I also discovered that guilt doesn't solve anything, it's how you respond after making a difficult choice that matters. By taking responsibility, listening, and showing care, I found a way to honor both my dreams and my family. So now I turn to you. If you were in my place, would you have made the same choice or found another way? Comment your thoughts below. And if this story resonated, like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more heartfelt, real-life stories about life, love, and personal growth.